Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV. Every week, we come together to tell you about the great comics hitting for that week. We are talking about June 1st, 2016. Halfway through the year, bro. Halfway. And lots of stuff have happened during the course of this first 6 months. Really looking forward to what's going to happen here for the latter 6 months as well. I am Chris. This is my co-host Buzz. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. And you can click on the links below to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can find us there as well. Daily content is posted to our site, as well as Facebook and Twitter. Guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, we have a sale coming up.
A mega sale?
I'm going to say, yes, a mega sale is coming to both of our locations, Shreveport and Texarkana. Mega sale June 23rd through the 26th, guys. This is a Thursday through Sunday. This is going to be at both locations with discounts on everything in the store ranging from 10% all the way up to 75% off on select items. The primary select items that will have the most discount are going to be our back issues. That Thursday, they start at 45% off. Friday is 55% off. Saturday is 65% off. Sunday is 75% off on our back issues that we have in stock. You will have to make a decision when you come in. Do you get them the first day, or you try to hold out for the last day till you get the biggest discount? But it's a fun problem to have, guys, because everything in the store is going to be discounted. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to save a lot of money. If you got those special back issues or special things that you've been having your eye on and wanting to get, this is going to be a great time to go ahead and get that. And no, we are not going out of business. We're not going out of business. We are here. We do this at least twice a year, and we have a blast with it, and everybody comes and just has a great time with the mega sale that's going on. Mark your calendars, June 23rd through 26th. Are you ready for some comics, sir?
I'm always ready for some comics.
Are you ready for these comics we're going to talk about?
I'm very ready.
Here we go, guys. Let's start off with some new number ones hitting the shelf. Buzz, what is up first?
It is Rebirth time,
yes,
baby.
It is.
After last week's Rebirth title, we're getting into the individual titles now, the kickoff titles, which will all be number ones and standalone issues.
Yes.
Batman Rebirth number 1 by Tom King and Scott Snyder co-writing. And if you're looking for obscure villains, they got one in this one. The Calendar Man is back. 365, baby.
Calendar Man.
Pure evil.
There we go. Every day, baby. Every day. Next up, we got Green Arrow Rebirth. We got Benjamin Piercy and Otto Schmidt on board here for the creative team. This takes a look as the Emerald Archer meets Black Canary, and she makes him question everything and turn his world upside down. Does he care more about his money or his morals? That's what's going to be explored with Green Arrow Rebirth number 1.
Green Lantern Rebirth number 1 by Jeff Johns and Sam Humphries with art by Ethan Van Sciver.
Yes.
The new Green Lantern we saw in Justice League number 50, Jessica Cruz, and the gun-toting Green Lantern, Simon Baz, tackle the universe's toughest beat, Earth. Need we say more? And for the roundup here, the Rebirth titles, Superman Rebirth number 1. We got Peter Tomasi on board and Doug Monkey. The world needs a Man of Steel. Can Superman protect the world while raising his son and being married to his wife, Lois? This is where it begins. It looks like Clark is going to become Pa Kent. And we get to see what he's going to teach his son, how he's going to teach his son to be super, and who is hunting Superman's son and why. We get to see the start of that here with this Rebirth issue here. Yes. I'm looking forward to several of these. How about you? Oh, yeah.
I know when you saw the Batman one, you were like, yeah.
Finally.
Finally, indeed. But those are the DC Rebirth titles that are dropping this week. We will have them in stock. Come and get yours. What's next, Buzz?
In light of the new movie coming out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything. Number 1. Does it really need a synopsis? I mean,
I know, right?
The title gives you a synopsis. I mean, it's Bebop and Rocksteady.
That's all
They lost in Ninja Turtles number 50, and now they're mad. There's time traveling. I mean, destruction.
That's awesome.
Will the universe survive?
Yeah, there we go. That's the question. For all of you Bebop and Rocksteady fans, check that out. All you Power Rangers fans, Power Rangers Pink, #1, drops this week. This takes a look at Kimberly as she's retired from the Power Rangers, but like the Mafia, they suck her back in. And now she's going to be facing off with one last mission against a long-resting, ancient evil Zord. So guys, it's time to make a new costume. It's time to dust the rust off. It's time to get back in action with Power Rangers Pink, #1, dropping this week. All you Power Rangers fans. Guys, those are the new #1s that we are covering for this week. There's a few others that are out. Some other ones that we'll have in limited quantity here at the shop. Come in, check it out. Get your DC Rebirth. Get your other titles. Let's move on to some storylines. We have some things kind of wrapping up and leading into some major things. I'm going to go ahead and start it off. We have all new Wolverine #9 from Marvel. This is a Road to Civil War issue that actually we get to see a team up between Laura and Logan, but it's not the Logan that she knows. It is the Logan, it's Old Man Logan that's here now from the Secret Wars event. How is that going to happen? Will they tear each other apart? What's going to happen there? We'll find out with this issue. Another Road to Civil War issue dropping this week is Invincible Iron Man #10. Tony against some of his closest and dearest friends as the Civil War rocks Tony and his status quo to its very foundation. We will find out more leading into this issue right here. This is it, guys. Civil War 2 #1 drops this week. Brian Michael Bendis, David Marquez.
Tell us all about it, Chris.
Let me tell you all about it. Classified. So, there's nothing there. Nothing there. I don't even think they've released any lettered preview pages. I may be mistaken, but if I find some, I'm going to have them up right now for you guys. But this is it. This is the event. If you guys got to read the Civil War 0 issue, you see the involvement of She-Hulk. You see the questions that Captain Marvel is asking. You see some other characters involved there. This is leading up to something big here with the Civil War 2 #1 dropping this week. What's up for you, Buzz?
The Titanic conclusion to the Spider event of 2016.
Woo!
Spider-Woman Omega #1. Silk's out of commission, so Spider-Woman and Spider-Gwen have to team up and return to Earth 65.
Yep.
In a final battle with Earth 65, Silk and her mini minions that she has.
Yeah.
So, this is it.
There we go.
Last issue of the event.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Huh, very good.
It's been a good story so far. So
connected, cohesive, works. Very good.
I am an issue or two behind. I won't lie, but
I know I'm behind too. If only the time would allow me to catch up. Exactly, guys. Those are the storylines that we're covering this week. We moved Civil War to the storylines because it is going to be a huge storyline covering multiple titles. But guys, now you know what time it is. It's time for our favorites. These are going to be the books at the top of our stack, in addition to some of the new #1s and storylines that we talked about. But these are some of the first books we're going to read. Buzz, what is up for you, sir?
Let's pull out Moon Knight #3. Let your insanity guide you. Mark Spector's escape into the subway tunnels below the mental hospital, and Moon Knight and all his buddies are getting together to fight the gods of violence and disorder. Seth.
Awesome.
All the timelines true or none of them? No, we don't know.
We'll get to find out.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed the storyline so far. It's been
Yes.
very kind of out there, but yeah, even Randy was like through the roof about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is a title that Brian Wood was on.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy's really liking this, so.
Jeff Lemire, people.
Exactly. He's killing it.
Second up for me, The Goddamned #4 by Jason Aaron. Woe to them, for they have gone the way of Cain.
We both get this. It's a great series, man. It is. I'm just like
controversial, but still just.
It's for mature audiences.
Yes.
Just a heads up. But the way I'm loving how it's delving into the Bible or biblical times like it is.
Yeah.
It's great. What's next for you?
What was that last one that I had? The Punisher, number 2.
Yeah.
Road trip. Frank Castle's hunt has taken him on the road, and bodies will be left in his wake.
Yes.
But with a DEA agent closing in on him, things could get complicated.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this.
They always are.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first.
And for those of you just listening, Buzz is wearing a Punisher t-shirt today.
Yes.
So there we go. That's why the dramatic pause. For me, NAILBITER 22, Bound by Blood storylines is part 2 of it. We get to take a look at Alice. Is she the newest serial killer in Buckaroo? Can she outrun her deadly stalkers? We'll find out. Paper Girls, number 6 drops this week. All new storyline, all new story arc. We get to see Aaron, Mac, and Tiffany as they find themselves launched from 1988 to a distant and terrifying future. Could it be present day? We don't know. We'll get to find out with this issue. And then, yes, another Jeff Lemire series. Old Man Logan, number 7, dropping this week. Logan is facing off against the Reavers and Lady Deathstrike in Killhorn Falls, Canada, if I'm not mistaken, while trying to protect the people there, plus trying to protect the little girl that would one day become his wife in later years. So, guys, it's the ultimate cage match. Everything Old Man Logan cares about is on the line. We get to find out if he gets to keep it or if he's going to lose it with this issue. Yes.
I'm behind on that series, so I really need to catch up, especially with Lady Deathstrike.
You got to catch up, man.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're pretty quick reads, but they're solid.
I'm like 4 or 5 issues behind.
Oh, man.
Not that it's a bad comic, but I'm behind on it.
Yeah.
Bad.
It's just life, man. When you're married and got kids and responsibilities, it just takes a little bit out of you.
You're just like,
no. But guys, those are the comics that we're picking up this week that we're definitely reading first. Be top of our stack. We're definitely getting the Rebirth titles as well, and Civil War, of course. Who is going to miss out on that? I know there's some of you that don't really care, but I am looking forward to it. I'm going to check it out, especially for David Marquez's artwork. I love his artwork. Solid stuff. But guys, you know what time it is. It is now time for our question of the week. And it's going to be controversial.
Because it's not really a question. It's an open discussion.
Yes. We get to share our thoughts. And this is the question of the week. Here we go. We want to know your thoughts on DC Universe Rebirth number 1 and Captain America Steve Rogers number 1. Let's talk about Rebirth first.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So, what'd you think of it, Buzz? What'd you think of this first issue right here?
It's got me pumped for it. I had really no intentions of reading the Titans book when it came out, but Wally West is back.
Yeah.
The Wally West from the previous DC universe with the red hair, and it even explained why there's 2 Wally Wests, because they're like cousins or something. And
right.
They're both named after their grandfather.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else?
The Batman, I guess it kind of spoils it if you read that and didn't read Justice League 50, that there's... And if you haven't read these books, you may want to turn the video off. But
it's all right.
A lot of people thought that the Joker's name was going to be revealed in that Justice League 50, and it was not.
But it wasn't. What was revealed?
There's 3 Jokers.
Exactly. Yeah. So very interesting there.
Yes, and also somebody's watching the DC universe. Yep. That was the biggest kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, biggest reveal there. And I mean, if you've read The Watchmen or seen the movie, Dr. Manhattan's watching the DC universe and kind of made the New 52 universe.
We're led to believe that.
Yeah.
We're led to believe that. Totally. Something's going on with the Atom as well, and
maybe we're going to have a new Atom with this guy that's been Ray Palmer's assistant.
Yeah.
And we also saw Ted Kord back.
Exactly.
With younger Blue Beetle. Maybe he's come back in the comic. I don't know. But
what do you think your favorite part was of this issue?
When Barry finally grabs Wally and he's like, I remember. Because Wally's come from the other universe and he's traveling through the Speed Force and he's going to all these people, and there's a very uncanny similarity between when he goes to Batman and you're like, hey, that's from the Batman vs. Superman movie where he's like, am I to it? But anyway, but nobody remembers him when they see him. They're like, who are? And anyway, when he sees Barry, he's like, you've got to remember me. And Barry's like, and then all of a sudden it just clicks with him.
Yeah.
I know who this is, and he grabs him right before, and he's about to fade out of existence.
Exactly.
And then they like embrace, and then the very end of it was pretty cool too, where Batman finds the little Watchman pin buried in the wall. It was good.
And as we discussed before, that moment with Iris, Linda West,
yeah.
that was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, Wally finds his wife from the previous universe, and he's like, surely she's going to remember, and she's like, who are you? And it was pretty devastating. But also,
Linda.
Pandora.
Yes.
That's where you're like, that's Dr. Manhattan.
It could be, yes, because honestly, there's a panel. I think Bleeding Cool put up a panel by panel, side by side, and that's how, because Rorschach in the series begged Manhattan to just to end them, and that's exactly how he did it, just like that. And so we got to see that. This was really good. This was really exciting. I'm not going to say it was perfect. There's a couple of, I'm not going to say plot holes, but there's a couple of leaps in logic, I guess you could say. Some of it. I mean, seriously, how did Flash get those pizzas made so quick?
He's the Flash.
But they gotta cook.
He's got a flash of them.
He's got a flash of them. I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
He used the Speed Force.
But this was a solid issue. Especially love the artwork throughout. I'm not as heavily invested in the DC as a lot of people are, and honestly, for me, it was like, you're reading the voice narrating. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a Flash of some kind, because apparently to Jeff Johns, Flash is like the linchpin of the DC universe, and I can see that in some respects. I'm thinking, well, why not do Green Lantern? Well, why not do? Well, they don't have the ability to travel through time. They don't have the ability to travel through dimensions, possibly.
Plus the Flashpoint was a big focal point in that was where things changed.
Yes.
From the previous universe to the new universe, where some outside force created this new universe.
Yes. So we got 3 Jokers. We got Pandora disappearing completely. We've got, just all kinds of stuff goes on. I did not know if this was ever revealed before, but we do have Jamie Reyes or Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle, in here with Ted Core, as Buzz mentioned. But was it revealed in his previous series or any previous incarnation that this is magical in nature and not technological?
And what is it? Is it some kind of curse?
Yeah, because Dr. Fate shows up and he's like, hey, this is a magical problem.
Yeah, it's not an alien.
Yeah, no, this is magic.
I don't know. Maybe we have some Blue Beetle fans out there. I like the old Blue Beetle, the Ted Core, but I really haven't kept up with the Jamie Reyes.
Yeah, I read some of the first series because it was great with Raphael Albuquerque drawing a lot of it, and John Rogers writing it, the TV writer and stuff. But yeah, that was so that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a nice little, I guess, rabbit hole for them to go down with that. What I wanted to see in here as well, because it was shown on the big DC Rebirth character splash wallpaper that they put out. There was nothing to Shazam or the Shazam family, Captain Marvel family in this, and I was really hoping that we get a little bit of something. Because I don't know, I just thought
they covered a lot of stuff in there.
They really did. We've covered really most of it as well,
and I'd say 50% of the book, if not more, is the Flash.
Yeah, totally.
And the reason I'm harping on Wally West is he was the Flash when I was growing up. Barry Allen had already pretty much been erased.
Yeah,
like in the Infinity Crisis.
Yeah,
and I think I was 5 whenever Barry Allen died. So Wally West was pretty much Flash the entire time that I was growing up.
Okay,
reading the comics. So that's
cool.
why I was happy to see him back. But.
That's cool. Yeah. So guys, this is a great gateway into what's going on. Enjoyed the artwork. Got to see so many different great artists on this book, and they did their parts great. Really looks like they had some time to spend. Of course, they only had 5 or 6 pages each, but that's nice and looks fantastic. And then we get there is a Watchmen connection here of some kind. So, yes, looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to so many of these Rebirth books. How about you?
Now that the Watchmen's involved, I would love to see Batman and Ozymandias.
Yes!
His name. That would be such an epic war between them, because they're both so brilliant, you know.
Yes.
I mean, I would even say he's probably more brilliant than Batman.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
That would be an awesome, awesome story arc.
That would be fantastic. That really would. That really would. So, guys, we've told you what we thought about DC Rebirth #1. Tell us in the comments below what you think about it. We want to have a discussion with you about it. And now we're about to dive into our next question. And that question simply is, what did you think of Captain America, Steve Rogers, #1? Both of these books have lit up the internet with all the controversy and questions and mystery surrounding each of them. So we want to know what you think, and we're going to dive into what we think as well. Buzz, let's I don't know, let's kind of break this down a little bit.
Okay.
First off, let me lead with this, if that's okay. Jesus Cia's artwork is fantastic.
Yes.
It really is. This guy has come up to a whole different level with the stuff that he did on Pleasant Hill leading up to this. I know he's been over at DC doing a lot of stuff over there and now making this transition to Marvel. The artwork in here is just fantastic. It's like, I don't know, man, Daniel Acuna meets Paul Renald, meets, I mean, just whoever. I mean, it just really, really unique and beautiful and stylized for him. What, you think the same?
Oh yeah. Whenever when I was seeing the preview pages on the internet, I was like, man, this is good art.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, I've never even heard of them before. So
Yeah, top notch. Let's dive into the writing. We got Nick Spencer, who's also writing the Sam Wilson series as well,
and Ant-Man
and
and the Fix.
And the Fix, yes. And Ant-Man is great too, man. When I read Ant-Man, I pretty much just grin the entire time if I don't laugh. You know what I'm saying?
He is the perfect writer for that book because he's, especially after Paul Rudd has played Ant-Man in the movie.
Yes.
It's got a comedy twist to the book without being like Squirrel Girl goofy. You know.
You're right. Exactly.
I mean, and not to insult Squirrel Girl. You know, but I mean, it's like a subtle humor.
Exactly.
Ant-Man, you know, the Squirrel Girl. I mean, it said Squirrel Girl. Come on.
Exactly.
But anyway, yeah, the writing in this, the flashbacks, you're wondering, is this person real, or is this a figment of Cap's imagination that has been planted there by the Xavier Red Skull? Is he still the Xavier Red Skull? As far as I know, he is.
I don't know if that's changed. That's a great point.
I know in the Uncanny Avengers they were going to go after the Red Skull, and the Red Skull like convinced Rogue that she was talking to Gambit, but it was really the Red Skull.
Ah.
And he like denied her, you know, whenever she tried to kiss him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like, shh, you know. Nine.
That's awesome.
But yeah, when she walks off, you look over her shoulder and it's the Red Skull back there, and you're like, oh!
So that's a very interesting point. With the flashbacks, you know, Steve in previous storylines and issues, Steve really hasn't shown much respect or affection for his dad. You know, and you see why in this issue.
Yes.
And you know, he says a lot, and it has a lot to say. He has in the past said a lot about his mom. His mom was like his rock and stuff like that. We get to see a flashback into his early days when he was a kid. I mean, a kid, when his mom was having to deal with a horrible husband and raising a young kid by herself. We get to see that. We get to see him take on these agents of Hydra here with this bomb that they've planted. But I like the idea, the idea of the Red Skull targeting men that are impoverished, out of work, feeling worthless. I think that's really relevant.
Yeah, it's very relevant to terrorism today.
Yeah, to gangs, to all that. I think that's a relevant angle for our age nowadays, and told very well.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. That's like the world outside my window kind of storytelling, to be honest.
And if he does have that Xavier capability, imagine what he could create
exactly
army-wise.
Exactly, because somebody needs to clarify that for us. You know, if you're able to, does he still have any of that power, any of that ability left? So, but we get to see now. It's not just about Captain America. It's not about Steve Rogers returning, but we also get Sharon Carter, who is looking older than Steve. I'm not sure how young Kobik, reimagined him and brought him back. But Sharon Carter's looking like 10 years older than him, easily.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. And then we get also the return of Jack Flag and Free Spirit working with Captain America in the field. And they're to take it, he's supposed to focus on the mission, and they're supposed to take care of, the stragglers getting in his way,
right.
the running interference for him. So that's cool. I like that. Why wouldn't he have a supporting team and a supporting cast? Not just behind the scenes in his conversations with S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, but out in the field.
Especially because the Falcon has his own problems.
Exactly.
And Winter Soldier is kind of underground still, right?
As far as I know. So there we go. Great stuff there. Really, really good stuff. We get to see how Steve Rogers tries to stop the guy with the bomb strapped to his chest. It doesn't work out. And then we get to see him later with Sharon Carter. They still have that bond. I like that. I mean, honestly, I think it is one of the longest running relationships in comics now, and I can totally dig it. I like it. So,
and then Eliza Sinclair again. Is she real?
Is that name supposed to be familiar to us? Sinclair?
Is that the Red Skull's daughter's name?
I don't know.
I
just know we're a Sin.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Neither one of us are. I guess if Randy was there, he could tell us. But.
Yeah, but he'd have all kinds of objections right now anyway. So we're getting our.
He would have set it on fire.
I love the characterization. The one thing I am confused about, and this didn't start with this issue. This started with the Pleasant Hill stuff. Is when did Rick Jones become a hacktivist hacker? I don't. He's gone from being sidekick.
I think that was in the Avengers.
Did that happen during then?
I think so because I remember seeing that somewhere.
I don't mind having Rick Jones along for the ride, but it's just okay, when did he become this super hacker and do all this stuff and find out about the secret Pleasant Hill base?
He looks like 20 years younger now, too.
I know, seriously. He has, like Kobe got a hold of him.
Yeah, he used to be like rock star Rick Jones, that's like 30-something or 40-something. And I don't know.
And then here he is here. So there we go there. But I like the characterization that they give, Jack Flag and Free Spirit, like Jack Flag used to go out with the boombox playing his songs when he went into battle and stuff.
Yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. And at the end of it, he says, Siri, play Good Vibrations.
That was great, man. That was great.
That was awesome.
I laughed at that. That was a nice touch, man. Yes. Just he is who he is. You know what I'm saying? I did like that. And I did love this interaction between Maria Hill and Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
There's some definite tension there. There's some definite... Sharon Carter perceives a great injustice that hasn't been corrected yet whenever she looks at Maria Hill, it seems. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's just tension there.
She's already... I mean, she wants to be the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D., it seems like.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Now we do catch up with Zemo and Dr. Selvig in this issue. And honestly, when we got to his new masters... I thought he should have just pulled out the app from Ant-Man and got himself some Thugs for Hire.
He could have got the Taskmaster off of there.
He could have got the Taskmaster.
Because these guys, I'm like, who is that?
It's what the world, man? One guy's just there to pay off his student loan debt.
Yeah, he was like, man, we had it better in Pleasant Hill. Why did they mess it?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Zemo facepalms at one point.
It's just I can't believe I'm starting all over like this again. It's great. And then to the final act, Captain America, Jack Flag, Free Spirit catch up to them. And,
just Jack Flag. Where they fight? Okay.
Yeah, they catch up to Zemo and his new masters. Do they even have names? I don't know.
But where the one dude's like, I just want you to make it a record that I gave up willingly. Whenever you have to. Show up to my court case.
That was great. That was great, man. The other two were reluctantly fine, that kind of have to. Yeah. Of course, that breaks up the field team. Rogers goes after Zemo to save Selvig, and then we have Jack Flag and Free Spirit taking care of the new masters. You know, the guys that are just there because they thought they were getting paid and all that jazz.
Who is Selvig now? Is he
He's from the movies, Dr. Selvig from the Thor movies. He's the
okay.
He's that guy, and he was in
guy.
Pleasant Hill.
Okay,
but you know they haven't portrayed him as crazy, losing his mind,
right.
or and I think he's kind of got his senses back now, even before Thor Dark World ended. I think he's back to his senses. I could be mistaken, but guys, wrapping it up. We get to the end where Steve is in the plane. His new shield is able to cut through the hull
like a hot knife through butter.
That's right, and get in there and take down Zemo. Almost take down Zemo. Zemo gets the drop on him with a cargo opening bay underneath Steve Rogers. He's hanging on for dear life. Of course, that's not just a big that's not just a big obstacle.
Cap
for Steve.
Jumps out of planes without a parachute all the time.
Exactly. But what happens is Jack Flag shows up.
Zemo is about to hack him up with the sword, though.
He is. He's got the sword drawn, about to do some damage. Jack Flag shows up and knocks Zemo out of the way and reaches down and grabs Steve from hanging in the open cargo bay door and brings him in.
Steve is pissed.
Steve is mad about that.
Not at Zemo necessarily,
right?
But that Jack Flag is there. Period.
Exactly. And then he has to get rid of Jack Flag. Jack's not supposed to be there at all, and so throws him out the same cargo bay door that he was hanging out from. No parachute, no nothing to catch him that we can see, and
the look on Selvig's face there, you're just like, something bad's about to happen.
Something bad, and then of course the closing shot.
Hell Hydra.
Steve saying Hell Hydra. Exactly.
And the flashback there, the woman who we're not sure who she is gives Steve's mom a brochure.
Yeah, Sinclair gives her that brochure. And it's total Hydra.
Secret meeting. Yeah.
So
where they talk about books and stuff like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just a little women's club.
Just tea, crumpets, but guys, honestly though, for those of you that have read that, I mean, there is so much. Even Chris Evans went to Twitter and he did the hashtag "Say It Ain't So." But this is just the first issue. We have so many things to consider. Buzz brought out a great one that I didn't even think about before, of the Red Skull still possibly having psychic powers. I don't know, but I got to thinking the flashbacks between Steve's mom and Sinclair, and I'm like, maybe the impetus or the motivation for Steve to be the way that he was isn't the way that we thought it was from then. Maybe she was a part of Hydra, and they did things, and he didn't like that, so he had to be different, or he had to be better than his mom. He knew he could be better than his dad, possibly, but then, what if that? What if it started back then? What if it started that way?
What if he's a sleeper cell?
What if he is a sleeper cell? What if? What if Kobik messed him up whenever she de-aged him? All this type of stuff.
And who's to say that's exactly what she did? What if this isn't the Steve Rogers we thought it was?
That's another question. That is another great question. I mean, what does Kobik know?
And for the people hating on this book so bad because they're, oh God, look how many people are talking about it.
This, even Chris Evans, Captain America, is talking about this.
I mean, I respect your opinion for not liking it, but it made me pick it up.
Yes.
I didn't get it originally, and then I heard all the hoopla about it, and I was like, what's the big deal? And it was a good story.
It was a great story. I'm on board. I want to know more. I want the questions that we've posed to each other and to you to be answered in some way, hopefully. We'll get to find out even more. And for those of you that went so far as to send death threats towards Nick Spencer, I mean, really? Really? Are your first world problems that bad? There's other issues to really get angry enough to kill over, if it comes to that.
This is the same Captain America that died, was turned into a 90-year-old man, lost his powers at one point and had to wear an armored suit.
Yeah.
I mean, it turned into a werewolf at one point. I mean, nothing is finite or infinite, or finite. I guess finite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Comic books.
Yeah.
It's infinite. There it is. It's
infinite
not
possibilities.
Right.
Things are going to change.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is like, it's like there's been so much that has been done to him, except for the possibility of him actually being a sleeper agent. I saw some panels. There's some old issues where he was like mind controlled in the past by the Skull, like with the Skull using the Cosmic Cube, if I'm not mistaken. You know, in really old Jack Kirby issues. You know, way back.
And the Skull may not be controlling him. This may be something totally unseen that we don't know about right now.
Exactly. It could be, yeah. So overall, Buzz, your thought? Name the things you didn't like, and then your favorite things about this issue.
Things I didn't like. I'm with you. I think he should have the circled shield, and Falcon should not have a shield. It makes no sense for the Falcon to have a shield. He's flying. How do you fly with that big thing? You know, disrupting. Or I don't know.
Seriously.
But I really can't think of anything that I just did not like about the book. I mean, it's not my favorite book by any means, but I mean, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean, easily. I mean, it had its humorous parts in it, like the Jack Flag, Marky Mark stuff, and and the action. It had 2 pretty dynamic action scenes in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you barely get one of those in a comic book now, you know, because it's so dialogue oriented, and there was plenty of dialogue in it, and it's felt like a little bit of a longer read than a normal issue as well. And no complaints. I love Baron Zemo too. He's one of my favorite cat villains.
What did you think about him jumping into the aircraft with Selvig and saying "Toodles"? He is European.
Yes.
So I mean, that is common.
And it's Nick Spencer, so I mean, he's gonna throw in little jabs every now and then, you know, of humor. So
I can see that being part of Zemo's arrogance.
Right.
Steve, you know, I'm about to jump in this aircraft. He ain't gonna catch up with me, Toodles. It's over. You know, I'm out of here. But then, you know, what else, bro? Anything else to add about this?
The new costume looks cool. It's not that dramatic of a change from his, you know, previous look, and I liked it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. For me, the art was fantastic. Story was solid. We got a lot of, like Buzz said, we got a lot of story in this. A lot of action as well. I do think that Steve Rogers should have I know he's had different shields in the past, but he's had the circle shield for the longest.
He's got it in the Avengers movies too.
He's got it, yeah, exactly.
He did have the other shield at one point when he was prancing around for
the first Avenger and all that, all that stuff. I'm like, I would like this new shield to have some of the functionality added to the round shield, like the extra piece there, the laser blade there that was able to cut to the hull. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. And even in this issue, he addresses how he's still trying to get used to the shield. It's like, well, give him his shield.
I would cut my leg off if I had a laser shield.
I know, seriously, right? Exactly. And then, guys, also, for those of you that have seen Civil War, Captain America Civil War, that's how you do the Falcon. Just like Buzz said, he doesn't need a shield. He's got the wings. There's when at the beginning of the scene when they're taking that Hydra base, they're going after the bad guy. Sam uses his wing as an entire body shield with his gun over it. It was freaking awesome. They did the Falcon so right in Captain America Civil War. Why can't they do him that way in the comic books?
I wish they would just turn him back into the Falcon.
They need to make him the Falcon.
Yes.
It's like, make him the Falcon. Put some energy and effort and resources into building up the great character that he is as he is. You don't want... I'm not going to go any further into that. I think that the movie Civil War did him a great justice and really did him well. That's how I think about that. Fantastic art in this issue, and honestly, the ending it did take me by surprise. And I'm reading it, I'm checking it out, and this is the first time I've picked up Captain America in several years. So, way to go, creative team. Way to go, editorial. Guys, give it some more time. This is the first issue. Let's find out more about what's happening with it.
And I have seen a lot of people that said that they did like it.
Yeah.
So,
solid issue, guys. Solid issue. So, guys, tell us in the comments below your thoughts on the DC Universe Rebirth issue that just came out. And Captain America, Steve Rogers, #1, hitting the shelves last week. all the controversy and everything around each of these issues, the mysteries involved. Just have a discussion. Tell us your favorite things about each. Tell us the things you disliked about each of these issues, if you got both of them, or just the one that you got. Let's talk about it below. We want to have a conversation down below about that. Anything else to add, sir?
Perry, we erased all the workout stuff, or posing, bodybuilding, whatever you want to call it. We called it Hulk porn earlier, but, so we could make room for a full video this week.
Full video this week,
Hope
guys.
you enjoyed it, and
Hell Hydra! Hell Hydra! Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care. Read some great comics. Leave us some fantastic comments down below, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
Oh, I should have said my favorite part of this was that it was $2.99.
That's a great point.